Well, for more on this, let's speak with Mark Montgomery, Senior Director at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies, also a former U.S. Navy Rear Admiral. Mark, I really appreciate your time with us today. What do we need to understand then about these boat strikes that are seemingly happening more and more, and we still don't know much information about, what's on board, no verifications done, and very little accountability?
Well, I think those are all, first, thank you for having me, and those are all very good points. And in fact, I'm very concerned about the idea that we're striking these vessels without first stopping and searching them, which has traditionally been how the U.S. Navy, in concert with the U.S. Coast Guard, did these drug operations over the last 30 years. I'm particularly concerned that, we're told, well, there's 100% intelligence certitude. That, my experience doing counter-drug operations is that a certain percentage of the time, when you were told by intelligence that there were drugs on board, there were not drugs on board. The idea of striking something without first detaining it, searching it, finding the contraband, and then arresting the people involved is very unusual, and I think counter to international law.
And are you concerned then about U.S. military buildup and naval operations we've seen so far in the Caribbean and Eastern Pacific?
I am concerned, both not just from that international law point of view, but we're burning a lot of readiness. That means we have ships that destroyers, amphibious ships, but most importantly now a carrier strike group with both a carrier air wing, a carrier, and 3 destroyers operating in the Southern Command, or the Caribbean, in the Southern Command area of responsibility. These are ships that are necessary for our most demanding threat, which is China, as you previously discussed, had with the president's comments. That demand signal is very high, and using these vessels on this means they won't be available for some period of time over the next 2 to 3 years while they recover from these deployments.
Well, there is some speculation that it could expand to broader air and land campaign against Venezuelan targets or targets in Venezuela. That would be quite an escalation, wouldn't it?
It would be an escalation, but unusually it would actually be coming into something that's kind of more traditionally what the U.S. military has been doing, which are these kind of cost imposition campaigns against adversaries on their own territory. And I think, I could envision a world in which the United States attacks the factories where Colombian paste is turned into cocaine. I mean, if this is truly what the goal is, to cut off the cocaine supply from Venezuela, then that would be one of the ways you do it. I will note that almost all the time the administration talks about this, they talk about the deaths associated with fentanyl, which is a drug that generally comes across the border, the land border with Mexico. But the actions we're taking are against cocaine distribution coming from mostly Venezuela and a little bit Colombia.
Mark, we'll leave it there, but thank you very much for your insight. Mark Montgomery, Senior Director at the Foundation for the Defense of Democracies and also a former U.S. Navy Rear Admiral.